Collector Pro enhancement will allow you to take Portal Pay, ACH, and credit card payments directly in your Collector Pro screens. But before you do that, someone with the dealer admin rights in Portal Pay will need to come in and go to the user management section, manage user, and for every person that's going to be using Collector Pro to take payments, you'll need to go into their user settings, and in addition to the role they currently hold, you'll need to check Collector Pro payment. Once this is checked and you save the information, that person will have the payment functionality the next time they sign into Collector Pro. There are some things that you'll still need Portal Pay for. If you need to pull reports, that will still have to be done in Portal Pay. If you need to edit or delete or change any future payment information or recurring schedule information, that will have to be done in Portal Pay. And if you need to register a customer to make payments online, you'll still have to do that here in Portal Pay. But setting up and processing ACH and credit card payments can now be done in Collector Pro. When you're in Collector Pro, the first thing that you'll notice is the Portal Pay information box under your customer section. You'll see General Portal Access. Here you're either going to see the word unregistered in gray or registered in blue. If you see a word in blue, that means you can click on it and there's information behind it. So if I click on the registered word, I'll get a box where I can reset a customer's password if they've forgotten it. So rather than signing into Portal Pay and resetting a password, I can just click Reset Password here, and they will get the email from Portal Pay providing them with a link to change their information or reset their password. I can also change a customer's email address here if that needs to be done. Next to the registered information, you'll see the SMS information. This is going to be unavailable for everyone right now, but we are going to roll out a text messaging feature that will allow you to text the customer receipt information in addition to or rather than emailing that information. If you're interested in that, contact your salesperson or Sigma rep at AutoStar and they can tell you more about the text messaging option. Next to that, you'll see the future payment word. You're going to see pending in blue or no in gray. If you see the word pending, then you can click on it and it will give you a list of all one-time future payments or recurring scheduled payments that you have set on the account. If you have a one-time payment, you'll see the word true under promise to pay, because if you create a future payment, the system is simultaneously going to create the promise for you. So you no longer have to set up a payment and then go back and create a promise. It'll take care of it all at the same time. You'll also see every recurring payment that you have set on an account. Again, if you need to make any changes to these recurring payments, you'll have to go into Portal Pay to do that. But here you can just get a quick view of what you have set for the future. If you do have a customer that is set on a recurring payment schedule, once they start making payments to that, you can see the payment history information here. If they've started making payments, you'll see the word yes in blue. If they haven't yet made payments to their schedule, the word no would be in gray. So if I click on yes, then I can see the payment or payments that have been made in the schedule, and you're either going to see success if the payment went through, or if you had a credit card that was declined or an ACH payment that was returned NSF, you'll see failed or unsuccessful there. Alright, to take a payment, what you'll do is just go in and work the account like you normally would. I'm going to switch accounts really quickly. If you receive an incoming call from the customer, click that or make your outbound call. And here what you'll notice is now you have the options to take a payment, set a recurring payment, or set up a future one-time payment here in the Add Promise to Pay section. If you need you take a payment right now, you have the customer on the phone and they want to make a payment today, you'll click on Take Payment. Here you'll get a box that looks similar to what you see in Portal Pay. Just make note here that before you can enter the payment amount, you need to select your payment method. If you try to put the payment amount in first, you'll get a warning box that just tells you to select the payment method. So we'll go here. If your customer has existing payment accounts, like credit card accounts or checking accounts in Portal Pay, the information will be listed as existing accounts here. Otherwise, you can click New Account and you'll get a box where you can enter the payment method and then the customer's account and billing information. We're going to use the existing account. If you need to make changes to the billing information, you can do that here. Just remember that this is just billing information. So if the customer gives you new or updated address, phone number, or email information, you still need to go into Edit Contact and make those changes there so it syncs with Fusion and updates in Collector Pro at the same time. If a third party is making a payment, we ask that you take those payments in Portal Pay for the reason that we don't have the button in Collector Pro right now that'll allow you to take the payment but not save the payment account information. So if you have a third party making a payment, you don't want to save their credit card or checking information unless they specifically tell you to save it. So take those payments in Portal Pay so you can guarantee you're not saving that information. Also, if you have a convenience fee that you change or waive for any reason, you'll need to take those payments in Portal Pay at this time. We do not have the edit functionality in Collector Pro yet. Now, both of those, the third-party payments and the editing of convenience fees, are set to roll out in the next wave of enhancements, but currently those two things will need to be taken care of in Portal Pay. Alright, so I'm going to put in my payment amount, and the convenience fee will auto-populate, and here's the total. Notice that I cannot future date a payment here. This is just going to allow me to take a payment today. So I'll click Continue. I'm going to get a message asking if I can confirm that I want to continue. Click Yes when you see that. When you get to the Payment Confirmation tab, read through the confirmation. If the customer agrees to authorize the payment, check that box. If they've given you an email address, check the Tell Authorization, and it'll email them a copy of the authorization information. Read this account information, payment information to the customer, and then if they want the receipt emailed, check that. If you opt for the text messaging feature, you can text the customer the information if they agree to that. And then click Submit. Confirm that you do want to submit the payment, and you'll be taken to the Receipt tab. You can give the customer the receipt number as a confirmation number if you'd like to. There's not a quote-unquote confirmation number, so the receipt number is unique to this payment, so you can very easily use that as a confirmation. You do have the ability to print the receipt page, so if you need a physical copy or the customer wants a copy and they're in your office, you can give them a receipt. Just click Print and print that out. Otherwise, close this modal and finish your contact, put in your result code, enter your notes, and then finish your contact. If you need to set a one-time future payment, go in and work the account just like you would. And here, rather than click Take Payment, what you're going to do is come over to Add Promise to Pay. remember, you're going to set up the future ACH or credit card payment and create the promise to pay all at one time. Now, you can still use your promise to pays for any other type of payment. If your customer doesn't want to auto draft, but they are going to do an ACH or credit card payment, you can still set a promise for the day they're going to do that and then give them a call back or have them call in. You just wouldn't set up the future payment yet. But if they do want to auto draft and they want to just set it up so that it comes out the next time they agree, you just click add. The start date is going to default to today. Select if there's someone else on the account making the future payment, select who you're talking to. Otherwise, it'll just default to your customer. The promise date, you can use the calendar modal and change the date. So the customer, let's say they said they're going to pay Friday, you could click that. If it's the next Friday, select that date. Put in the amount they're going to be paying. And when you get to the payment method section, if you click the drop down, you'll see that Portal Pay is now the first option in the menu. If you choose Portal Pay, this is going to unlock your accounts. So you'll have your existing account, or you could add a new one. Double click here if you need to add additional notes regarding the future payment or the promise, and then click Save. Here you're going to be asked to confirm that you want to submit the future payment. Click Yes, and you'll get a notice that your promise to pay has posted successfully. So click OK here, exit the promise modal, finish your contact, end the session, and then you will have set up your promise to pay. You can see that here in your promise to pay history. And the next time you come into this account, your future payment would show pending in blue. So if I close this account and go back into it, I'll see that my customer has a future payment pending. And if I click on it, it would show me that one-time future payment. And it does show that there is a promise to pay. And you can see here the system set your promise to pay on the screen as well. If you need to create a recurring schedule for your customer, just go in and work the account like you normally would. Make your call to the customer or accept an incoming call. I've selected a different account just so I can create some new payment information for you. Here you'll click recurring payment and you're going to select a balance that you want to set up. So if you have side note balances that are set to recur, you can create a schedule for those recurring payments. For example, if you have forced place insurance that the customer has to pay on a monthly basis, that's set up as a side note. You could create a schedule for that and set it to auto draft those insurance payments. But here we're just going to select the payment balance. The system's going to automatically create a default schedule for you, and you can see here that it takes every payment and sets it up based on the payment frequency. All you would have to do is select the start date and choose the account or add a new account. If you want to create a custom schedule for the customer, you can click Custom Schedule, change the payment frequency, and then create a start date and end date. You can change the amount of the payment in the schedule. So, for example, this customer is set for monthly payments. Maybe he's not really good at budgeting, and it's hard for him to save $247 monthly, so he asked if he could make 2 payments a month to total the $247. If you agree to that, you could change this to semi-monthly, divide the $247.01 in half, put the new amount, enter your start and end dates, and set the schedule that way. I'm going to keep this at the default schedule. I'm just going to select the start date, February 3rd, and I'll select the account that I'm going to use. Again, create a new one if you need to. If you need to update billing information, you can do that at this point, and then click Continue. Say yes, you want to confirm or continue with the recurring schedule. The confirmation page will show you the entire schedule set up for the customer, so you can review this information with them, let them know that starting February 3rd, $247.01 will be drafted each month on the 3rd until the last payment on the 3rd of July 2016. You do have a 1-day payoff at the bottom of the screen that you could give the customer, and it also will show you the total amount set up in this schedule. So if the customer follows through with the schedule, doesn't stop any of the payments or change any payment information, this is the amount that will be paid at the end of the schedule. Click Continue. You're going to be asked to confirm that you want to continue. Say yes. Read the authorization to the customer. And if they already have, if you have an authorization on file, you can check that box. If not, read the information and then check the box that they agree to the payment. And if they've given you an email address, check the email tell authorization and then submit. Say yes, you want to submit the recurring payment schedule, and you'll be given a notice that you've successfully set that up. Click OK and close the information box. Enter your notes. Put in your call result. Now I've created some new payment codes or result codes. Like I put in recurring schedule and paid today. So in addition to the promise to pay PP call result, now I have some additional ones that I can use for these ACH credit card payments. I'm going to finish the contact, end the session, and if I jump out of this account and pull it back up, we will see that now there's future payment pending, and it's going to show every recurring payment that we set up for the customer. It'll also show that there's no promise to pay related because the system isn't going to recognize a promise for the recurring schedule. Close that, and once this customer starts making payments in that schedule, you would see the word yes here in blue. You could click on it and review the payment history for that schedule. If you're interested in creating new result codes for the ACH credit card payments, go into your Open Activities section. If you have access to the Maintenance menu, click Codes, Add New, and then here in the Type, select Contact Result, enter a 2 or 3 digit or digit letter code and put in a description like recurring schedule payment today. Make sure the viewable box is checked, indicating that this will be in your list in your collection screen, and then click Save. And the next time you use your list, then that result code or those result codes would appear for you. Those are the enhancements to Collector Pro. So now, as long as you set up the users in Portal Pay by checking Collector Pro Payment in the Manage User section, your collectors can now take ACH and credit card payments directly in Collector Pro.